Hey everybody, this is Dr. Osborne with a special episode of Pick Dr. Osborne's Brain. I wanted to jump on this evening to talk a little bit about COVID-19 because we keep hearing more and more about this spread. You know, Major League Baseball just postponed, the NBA just canceled their season. Here where I live in Houston, the largest rodeo in the world just canceled. Many of the schools are closing down. A lot of people are panicking. A lot of people are really scared, really nervous or getting nervous about COVID-19 or Corona. So that being said, a lot of us are being told it's the elderly. If you're not an elderly person, you don't really have to worry about whether or not this virus is gonna be a problem for you. And here's the thing, I wanted to reach out to my audience, to my tribe, because most of my audience are middle-aged women, many of which have been diagnosed with some major form of autoimmune diseases like Hashimoto's and rheumatoid arthritis and lupus and psoriatic arthritis and psoriasis and scleroderma and dermatomyositis and ankylosing spondylitis and reactive arthritis. And if I didn't mention your itis or your autoimmune disease, if you've been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, just count yourself amongst these people who, in my opinion, are going to be really at the greatest risk. And here's why. These people, by default, if they're taking medications, are being immunosuppressed. Most of the medicines being used to treat autoimmune disease are biologic medications with known immunosuppressive side effects. Many include the increased risk for the development of different types of infections. So you look on the black box warning of most of these biologics, it says this drug will increase your risk of developing fungal infections, bacterial infections, tuberculosis infections, etc. So when we're talking about a pandemic type of virus and we're talking about strong immune systems are the ones that are probably going to breeze right through this, but then here maybe you're struggling with an autoimmune disease and you're on a biologic medication or on a steroid. Steroids are also immunosuppressive. What is it that you're supposed to do? What is it that you need to be doing right now or thinking about doing in order to protect yourself? Because those of you who are younger, who are being immunosuppressed, really need to be concerned about taking some corrective and taking some preventative behaviors today. So what is it that you should be thinking about doing? Number one, you need to just take good care of yourself. Proper sleep is super critical right now. Nothing is more effective at helping your immune system fight than a good night's sleep and getting adequate sleep regularly. So right now is not the time to stay up till midnight watching TV. I've talked about this before, that 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. time frame where you should definitely be asleep, preferably longer on either end of that, but a good night's sleep, very critical for immune support. What else should you be focused on? Should be focused on movement and activity. If depending on how much pain you're in, if you're diagnosed with autoimmune arthritis, you might not be able to go work out at a CrossFit gym, but you can walk, you can move, you can do calisthenics. Keep your body moving. Remember that your lymphatic fluid is part of how your immune system stays strong. The way we get our lymphatic fluid pumping is through the action of muscles. So active movement in the course of the day is going to keep your immune system strong and healthy. Now we're going into spring, which brings me to another point. We've all been bottled up this winter. Whether you're 27 degrees north latitude and higher or whether you're down here in the south with me, it's still been a long and kind of dismal winter with very little sunshine and a lot of rain. So that being said, now that spring's coming, when you have that opportunity to get outside and get, that UV light from the sun, there's a lot of immune properties the sun brings to the game. So not just vitamin D, the sun also helps your eyes and your brain produce melatonin that allows you to get a good night's sleep. So we got to get outside and get some sunshine to the tolerance of your skin. If you're redheaded and freckled and very, very pale, don't go out in the sun for 2 hours. Use your judgment and common sense, but get sunlight every day to the limit of your skin or to the toleration of your skin. Additionally, if you're not considering supplementation right now, I highly recommend supplementation to support your immune strength, to support your immune system. There's certain nutrients I'm recommending. You've probably all seen a lot of the stuff coming out on the internet about some of the researchers in China are now researching IV vitamin C as a potential therapeutic agent to treat COVID-19. There's actually a study that if you go to, I got the link up on our main site page. I'll put a link up below this video when I'm done making it. But there's a study being done right now on IV vitamin C therapy in the U.S. on COVID. So It's actually listed in National Library of Medicine database, and you can look at that. So in essence, the government's really looking strongly at vitamin C as a novel treatment because of the past research on it. So, take the hint rather, and if you're not taking vitamin C, it'd be a really good idea right now to help support your immune system, especially those of you, again, with an autoimmune condition. So vitamin C, my recommendation, generally speaking, as an adult, anywhere between 5 and 10 grams if you're taking it orally. It's a good amount to take to give you strong immune support. Now, that being said, I'm not advocating that vitamin C is used to treat COVID or prevent COVID virus or to diagnose or to cure COVID. We're just talking about smart, intelligent things you need to be thinking about doing right now to give your immune system the most support it can have, because there is no foolproof. There is not a magic bullet cure. Nothing I recommend or that any other doctor that you're seeing right now that's recommending is a magic bullet cure to prevent you from absolutely getting ill. These are just stopgap measures or things that you can do to minimize or try to give yourself the best chance at keeping your immune system strong right now. So again, 5 to 10 grams of vitamin C. Some people, you can measure how much vitamin C or quantity of vitamin C you can take by your bowels. If you take too much, you're going to have loose bowels. So you can always wean off. If 5 grams is too much for you, you can wean it back to 3 or to 4, whatever works for your bowel. Now remember, vitamin C is best absorbed when you take between 1 and 2 grams at a time. If you take over that, usually you lose some absorption capacity for it, and it has a tendency to loosen your bowels. So if you are going to take vitamin C right now, take it in 1 to 2 gram doses and just split those doses up evenly over the course of the day. So think about, every couple of hours, if you're going to do this, take 1 to 2 grams of vitamin C several times a day to get to that level between 5 and 10 grams, again, to give yourself good quality immune support. Other things that you should be thinking about doing right now, again, if you have an autoimmune diagnosis, if you are on immunosuppressive medications, is I would strongly consider a good quality multivitamin and a zinc supplement. Now, research has shown, there's studies that show that zinc with a multivitamin actually makes it more effective at reducing the duration of the cold. Now, again, that's the common cold, which can be caused by corona, but not COVID-19. We're not talking specifically about research that's been done on COVID-19. So everything I'm giving you tonight is from my experience, but there are no research studies on COVID-19 treatment or using nutrients as effective treatment because it's too new of a virus. We just don't know. So what I'm giving you are things that you can do that have past studies on things like influenza, on things like just general coronavirus that show them to be effective. And so zinc is one of those that in doses of 70 milligrams or higher that has been shown to reduce the duration of the common cold, especially when taken in conjunction with other nutrients, other micronutrients. So zinc alone, not as effective as zinc in conjunction with other micronutrients. Beyond that, we have things like vitamin A and vitamin D. Very, very powerful. These have actually been shown in a number of research studies to help with recovery and to help support immune function. So, for example, vitamin D has a number of functions around the immune system that it's a very good idea. Coming out of winter, most people are low in vitamin D right now. It's a better idea to have your doctor, if you are going to the doctor, if you have a doctor's appointment scheduled, while you're there, ask him to measure your 25 OHD levels, and if they're low, you definitely want to get on a vitamin D supplement and get your levels up, because vitamin D is very, very critical for immune support and immune regulation. So is vitamin A. Vitamin A's, claim to fame, so to speak, is its role in your barriers. You have several barriers in your body. One of those barriers is your gut barrier, right? It's the immune, or the not the immune, but the lining of the GI tract itself. In order for it to replicate and heal and repair, requires vitamin A. Well, so does the lining of your lungs. So vitamin A is what we call the barrier vitamin. It helps to basically support the ability for your barriers to replicate, heal, repair. So vitamin A is a very important nutrient for your immune system as well. And so I'm hoping that those of you who are listening to this, the best thing that you can do is really, if you've got a good functional medicine doc and you're not super worried about either getting on the phone with them. A lot of, like my office right now, we've we've closed most of our face-to-face appointments, and we've gone toward kind of a digital conferencing for the time being, just to help reduce people's risk and exposure. But if you've got a good doc who's doing that, it might not be a bad idea to get on a video chat or to get on a phone call and find out if there's any kind of lab that your doctor has available that he can run. It's going to help you identify critical nutritional deficiencies that you might have, that if you correct them now would help your body function better and help your immune system do its job a little bit better. Hey, don't forget to check out the rest of the series right here. Make sure you hit subscribe below. And as always, thanks for tuning in.